I feel like there is so much. Oh my gosh, why does the dog want to bark while I'm recording? Okay. Oh god, she's not going to shut up. My dogs are not going to shut up. Hi guys, it's your boujee friend Anyah M, and welcome to another episode of Anyah Uncensored. So when I calculated it, it's been over a month now since I recorded a podcast episode. Like, y'all don't even understand how much it even took me to like fix up the whole settings and everything. I was just like so out of it to the point where I don't even remember how to angle my camera, how to do all these things, and I'm just like, we're gonna push through and we're gonna do it, Anyah. That's literally what I was telling myself. We're going to push through and we're going to do it. So I'm here with another episode of Anyah Uncensored after a long hiatus. And guys, I'm so sorry. I'm probably the worst podcast you guys have ever met because I've been so inconsistent lately. But guys, I promise. I think I'm always promising. But I promise you guys are going to get some good content coming soon. I've just been so out of it, so busy and everything. We have a few housekeeping matters we need to deal with first before we even go into the topic. So December 29th is going to make 1 year now since I've been doing Anyah Uncensored. And I feel like I just want to celebrate it the right way. Like, I just want to do something I wouldn't want to say I want to do something elaborate, but I want to do something that is going to be memorable for both me and for my listeners. So what I was thinking, I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous episode. I don't think I did. But what I want to do is I want to have a few of my listeners on the podcast, persons who, just listen to the podcast, rate the podcast, and would want to be on the podcast. Please to DM me at anyah.uncensored so that you can be featured on the podcast, because I feel like for the month of December, I want to have a different listener on each week so they can come on and talk about a topic that I previously talked about, giving their own perspective or talking about a complete new topic. So if you're interested in doing that, please hit me up in my DMs so we can, sort out the details. Also, if there's any podcast that you want me to collab with, please to either drop it in the comment section down below, or for the persons who are watching this on YouTube, you can either do that or you can DM me if you're listening to the audio version. DM me some podcasters that you would want me to collab with, and if you are a podcaster and you want to collab with me, then please to let me know. Comment, slide into my DMs. I'm really and truly open to it. I'm open to the idea of collabing with other podcasters. Also, December 29th is the exact day that I started the podcast. So what I was thinking, I want you guys to let me know if you think I should do this. But on December 29th, I want to drop an episode. Regardless of if it's a weekday or it's a Sunday. I don't even remember which day the 29th falls on. But I want to do an episode on that day to commemorate the 1 year anniversary. And, maybe I might set up a little backdrop or something. I don't know yet. I haven't figured all those details out yet. But I'm definitely going to be doing an anniversary episode because I'm so grateful for every single one of you. This whole journey of doing the podcast has really and truly impacted my life in such a significant way. And I really and truly appreciate every single one of you that have been with me since the starting of my podcast and the person who have come along the way. You guys have no idea how much this means to me. Just having persons coming to my DMs, even just telling me that, hey, I really rate your podcast, yada, yada, yada. Like, I love that. Like, I genuinely love that. And I really appreciate the persons that come to me. And yeah. And if you guys want to talk to me about any of the topics that I've spoken about, you can DM me. I'm approachable. I'm approachable. So you guys can, come into my DMs and we can talk about the topics if you would like. So this week's bad bitch juice of the episode is some water in my dream weekend mug, tumbler, whatever. I don't know what you guys call these. I honestly call it just a cup. But yeah. So when you know we have to take our sip together or whatever. Gal is thirsty. So guys, we're now going to jump into the topic, and this is a topic that's really personal to me, and this is like one of the main reasons as to why I've kind of been MIA from you guys for so long. Because I'm also not the type of person to fake stuff on camera. I'm really not good at faking my emotions, my likes and my dislikes. I'm really not that good at it. But because of a lot of the responsibilities that I've now taken on, I've had to fake my feelings just to, like, you know, hide what I'm really feeling so people don't notice that I'm not feeling okay, you know. We're going to discuss that later on though. So for this week's episode, we'll be talking about the desire for us as young people to become successful and the repercussions of us not feeling like we're successful enough, you could say. I feel like the desire for us to become successful is extremely great right now with social media, and Jabbar and I had an episode on that where we're talking about the fact that social media makes a lot of people become bad mind, and I totally agree with that, because I find myself even doing that too sometimes, like looking at persons who are literally the same age as me or probably even younger than me, and looking at them and saying, wow, look at where they are in life and where I am. And then I also try to think of it this way too, that I'm looking at someone else saying that, hey, well, them reach that so me not reach that so, but yet still someone could be looking at me and saying the same exact thing. And this was suggested to me by one of my listeners, Kino Paul. So big up to you, shout out to you, Kino Paul. So I really and truly, I'm not going to lie, I've done it before where I've looked at persons who are literally probably younger than me, who are at the same age as me, and look at where them reach in life and where me reach in life, and me I say, yo, like, what me I do differently? The thing is, whoa, I'm so sorry guys. The thing is, we all have the same 24 hours. So it's literally what you do with your 24 hours can literally either set you back in life or make you better. And we have to also look at the fact that a lot of people, or well, some young people, them have a start in different ways. Some of us have a start, some of us have a start, some of us don't have a start. So that we have to also look into those factors. But the thing is, we will never see those things. We will never look into the fact that, hey, this person is from a different situation, has a different situation than you do. So even though you guys are the same age, but you're from completely different backgrounds, so that person might probably have more resources than you to do certain things that you probably wouldn't, where you would have to work 10 times harder to get those resources, when they literally can just go outside, go to their parents and say, hey, yo, I need this. You get me? And we will never understand that. Just not even just young people alone. In life, we will never understand that. I will never look at things through that lens. We're always going to look at the fact, say, hey, that person's doing better than us, and what are we doing with ourselves? Why we don't reach there? So, and we can't pre things like that. We honestly can't pre things like that and look at them through the lens of, well, they're doing this and I'm not doing that, because persons only show the good aspects of their lives, literally. Because even me, I will be going through my own fair share of problems, because this is like the podcast, right? Me not recording on the podcast for so long, I had my reason as to why I wasn't doing it. And it was because I'm the type of person, I can't fake things on camera. I can't fake things to record a 20-minute, 30-minute video, but other persons can. But I just personally can't. I can probably fake it for 5 minutes to take a picture, and then, wow, I'm going back to the hellhole I call my life. I mean, that's kind of extra, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. So it's like, what you see on social media is not exactly what is going on, because someone is only taking a picture for those 5-10 minutes, posting it, and then that's it. Let me tell you guys this. Business struggles as a young entrepreneur, I swear to God, will make you ball at your bed at night time. Well, I don't know about anybody else, but me personally, I have my whole, well, I wouldn't say I have my whole life set out for me, but in my head, I have an idea of when I want to do certain things. I have an idea when I want to buy my first house. I have an idea where I want my businesses to be. I have an idea, of everything in my life. So it's like I strategically plan all these things, and I just been feeling recently like everything has just been going haywire for me. Like nothing has been going good. That's literally how I was feeling. And it's like when I'm feeling like that, it's so hard for me to fake happiness. It's so hard for me to fake the fact say, okay, I'm probably I'll go to my bed every single night. Every day I come home from work, my day I ball because man said, Jesus Christ, what am I doing with myself? How am I going to be successful? What is my next move? Like those thoughts are always going through my mind. And as a young entrepreneur, questions like that will always, I wouldn't want to say they always get you down because everyone else is different. But for me personally, wondering what my next move is going to be is always one of the most troubling things I've ever had to do, because it's like you have to sit down and you're there wallowing in your own thoughts and you're saying, what else can I do to do this? How can I become a better person? How can I become a better entrepreneur? And even not just with entrepreneurs too, but in your daily life, how can I be more successful? What can I do to become more successful? That is always a question on everyone's mind. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Also, we have to look at the fact that those are for persons who are actually out here trying to figure out their next move. You have some young people, not even just young people alone, but you have persons overall who are literally both young and old, and them still sit down every day and them still know what they're gonna do with themselves. They're not trying to figure out what they're going to do themselves. The thought is never there to figure out what they're going to do. And then it's always the material things that matter to them. So it's like my mindset from somebody who just business about the material is going to be completely different, because my desire for success, or a lot of persons' desire for success, is just how am I going to create this wealth? Well, not just present day wealth. You want to create generational wealth. What are you going to do? What type of foundations are you going to put in place to create generational wealth? And that is always on my mind, just trying to become better. I'm going to share one of my own personal stories being a young entrepreneur, because my struggles that I go through would probably help someone else. And the aim of this podcast really is not just to come out here and just chat, but it's like I'm hoping that I can help someone else with my chatting, but not just chat with empty mouths, with an empty, I'm not just chatting with an empty mouth. I'm chatting to help other people. So I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but I do hair from time to time, and I have a thrift store. And my hair business, I started out when I was in high school, in sixth form. Like I was a bit hazy on how to like promote myself, because I'm still pretty young. Yes, I was doing like MOB and them something in a school, but like how I was going to manage the money and reinvest the money was always a troubling thing for me, because I just didn't really know how to do it. So enough of the money get burned up. And then also, I don't know anybody who has ever gone into the hair business, or who is in the hair business, knows say finding a hair vendor is the most crippling thing to your pocket you could have ever got through. Because in my initial stage when I was trying to find a hair vendor, enough money me burn up. Just a try. Then doctor can't shut up. Yeah, trying to find a hair vendor, enough money me burn up. I try to find the good enough hair vendor, because it's like you want to supply your customers with the best quality hair. So you want to be able to test out the hair before you sell it, because that was one thing I was not doing. I just found this one vendor, and me, I said, okay, well, I'm going to use them, and literally the hair was trash. The hair was trash. So it was like, after that, I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to have to start doing more testing of the hair vendors, and I was doing my own little market research and figure out things. And enough money I burn up. Like, if I think about the money I must spend just for trying to find a hair vendor, God see I know say I want every single dollar of that back. Every single dollar I want back. And paying for shipping to carry down to Jamaica was ridiculous. I could not afford it. I think they just deteriorate, because me, I said, Jesus Christ, the way the things are set up right now, me, I put myself in a debt. As a young entrepreneur, I was putting myself in debt because I was not managing the money properly that I was getting, not factoring shipping costs and them something there. Like, it was just a whole mess. So I ended up stopped selling hair. I then started a thrift store, right, called Olivia's Thrifted Closet. And I don't know if it's the fact that Jamaica is not really open to thrifting like that caused the business not to do well, or maybe it's my own negligence of not promoting the business enough. It did not go so well. I still have I have the clothes them to sell, but it's like things are just not going well. Like, things are just not going well for me, because it's like I feel like, say, yo, I'm promoting this, or I think I was promoting enough, and I'm trying to get other people to promote it. And that's one thing too. Promotion, no matter how much you promote something, sometimes the definite, like, it's not a definite thing that is going to work out for you. And that's one thing we have to also realize too, that no matter how much we can say, yo, like, okay, even parties, right? I have been to parties that literally I see every single body I pose at the party, and when we reach at the party, nobody know there. Like, those are things that will literally demotivate you from wanting to run your business, run that event, because it's like you have all these people promoting for you, but yet so you're not no sales, you're not make no sales. And it's like you're trying to wonder in yourself, say, hey, what am I doing wrong? Like, I feel like I'm doing everything right. I'm trying to promote myself enough. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. And it's like, where's the success? Where the money there? Where is the money? Man, I see the money. Man, I see the cha-ching. There's no dollar signs in my eyes. And it is demotivating. Honestly, it's demotivating. And that was really what got me down in doing my thrift store, because it was just like, I even did a photo shoot for it, right? It was no high budget photo shoot nor nothing. I literally was at my house, and I had some of my friends come over. Some of them took pictures, some of them were wearing clothes, and it was like, I did that. I literally did all of that and still never make no money. Like, must still never make one dime. Okay? I mean, I say, like, what may I do wrong? Like, it causes you to wonder, like, if what you're doing is just not meant for you. And if this is not meant for you, then what is? What else is meant for you? What am I supposed to do then if I'm trying to hustle my best, or hustle as hard as I know how to, and it's still not work for me? Like, what am I gonna do? And my ball, you know? I literally sit down in my bed and me have ball at night time, because me I said, Jesus Christ, what is my next move? How am I going to make this better? Because I'm saying that how I want to set up my life is, I don't want to work a 9 to 5. After I finish university, more my degree, just to sit down. Like, that is my plan B, because I feel like I was just a born hustler. So it's like, if it's a case where I have to work a 9 to 5, I will, because I have a degree to do it. But if I don't have to, I'm not doing it. So it's like, I'm trying to put everything in place from now, from before I leave school, and then hopefully when I leave school, I'm not gonna work for nobody. But me I think about it, and every single night when me I think about what me I gonna do next, me I say, Jesus Christ, where am I going to apply to work? Because this business thing does not work out. And I just want to let you guys know that keep on pushing. Like, regardless of all the things that I've been going through, yes, I've, been beaten down a few times, feeling discouraged, but don't stop doing what you're doing. Like, unless you really realize, say, hey, this not work out for me, and you probably have to go find a plan B. Always have a plan B. Don't just always have a plan A. Have a plan A, plan B, all the way to Z. Because life is so unpredictable nowadays. Like, it is so unpredictable. COVID has definitely taught me that we must have various plans. Because look at all the world set up right now. No entertainment now go on, no party now go on. What to the party promoter? Oh, them are gonna eat food. Oh, what about the persons who literally party promoting is literally being a party promoter is literally their life? They don't have any other hustle, and that was it. What are they doing right now? How are they going to be able to afford their to pay their bills, afford food? Like, COVID really and truly taught me a lot. Like, it taught me not just a lot about myself, but just about life in general, that we need to have multiple streams of income. We need to have multiple ideas. We need to be able to achieve as much things as possible, because we can't just have our eggs in one basket. My mother will always say, you must never have your eggs all in one basket. But every time she says it, just come to one next and come to the next. So come here and say, go and think so. Because this is what I plan out in life, and this is what I'm going to be. And COVID literally showed me that, you have people losing them jobs. Like, people, there's sectors are non-existent anymore because of this one virus. So we need to have multiple streams of income. We need to be thinking constantly. Because this podcast is targeted to young people, I'm naturally going to talk about young people and talk about these things from a young person perspective. But as young people, we need to have multiple streams of income. We need to figure out a way as to how you're going to make these multiple streams of income. This also leads to my final point. The desire for us to become successful and us not feeling like we're successful brings us into a state of depression. Depression is a very touchy topic for me, because of what I'm doing right now in life, the new responsibilities that I have, I've had to hide my feelings of extreme, I wouldn't want to say depression, because I would like to say extreme sadness. The new responsibilities that I've had to take on have caused me to hide my feelings of extreme sadness, because it's like I have to be around people every day, so I can't just be drooping and moping every single day, even when I'm feeling like extremely sad. I want to be successful, and success is literally always on my mind, and I just feel like I'm not where I want to be, so it just makes me quite sad and irritable, because it's like, why am I this yet? But I'm just going to keep pushing through, and my advice to all of you who are feeling like that too, please to keep pushing through. Like I said, you need to have multiple plans. So if it's a case where you have to go back to the drawing board and figure stuff out, please to go and figure your stuff out. Because we all need to rebrand ourselves, just like our businesses. Sometimes you have to take a step back and rebrand. Speaking of rebranding, I am going to be rebranding my hair page. I'm take a next shot at this, because listen, hair is my passion. Doing hair is my passion. Everything about hair is my passion. So I'm going to be rebranding my business in January. I'm literally going to say this on the podcast publicly, so I'm holding myself to this, so it's in the atmosphere, because knowing me, I will literally not do what I need to do. So the fact that I say this publicly on the podcast, you guys can hold me accountable to it. So if January come and gone and you know see me I talk about the hair page on the podcast, or promote the hair page on the podcast, please to hop into my DMs and cuss me the fuck out. because your girl will be playing. She's probably playing. That's why it's not done. But guys, I promise you guys, January, I'm coming with something new with the hair page, and I'm going to be rebranding both my hair page and my thrift store, speaking it into being, saying it publicly on the podcast so you guys can hold me accountable. So make sure you guys go over to AOM Hair Place and go follow the page. Yes, because January we have something big and better coming. I'm working on all the details, so by January everything should be in place. Boy, look, water splash from my mouth, kinda. This is the end of Anyah Uncensored. I want to thank you guys so much for listening. This is probably going to be my most boring episode, probably. I don't know. But I just had to get these thoughts off my chest. And I just wanted to share my opinions with you guys and share my own experiences with you guys, with hopes of it helping you all when you're going through your, trials and tribulations. Don't forget to follow the podcast page on Instagram at Anyah Anyah.uncensored. Please follow the Twitter page also at Anyah Uncensored. I'm still learning the hang of this Twitter stuff, I'm trying to get in with the young kids and figure out this Twitter stuff and start tweeting more often. So make sure you guys go follow the Twitter page. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And please share it with your friends and your family and everyone that you think that would like the podcast. Also, guys, don't forget to DM me if you want to be on the podcast for the month of December, where, I'm going to have my listeners on so we can come on and talk about stuff. So, yeah. Oh, this week's song of the episode is Shensia. Bad Alone. I love the song Bad. Shensia, my girl. I love Shensia. So yeah, until next time, bye guys.